Hello humans, humanoids and other sentient beings. I am Blood Rose and today I'm going to be looking at r/Fatlogic as this is a subreddit I like to listen to. And since I haven't heard many women's opinions on this topic, I thought I'd give it a go. So let's get started.
Whispers complimenting people on their weight loss is inherently fatphobic. There is no way to do it that doesn't imply that their body was less worthy than when it was bigger, softer. Find something else to compliment.
I'd argue it's probably more offensive not to compliment someone when they've worked hard on their weight loss, as it is hard to lose weight, and there's no implication that their previous body was less worthy when it was bigger. It's more that they found the love in themselves to get healthier, and if that means they've shrunk, then honestly, who are you to judge them? Let them be happy in their own body. Trigger warning, highly fatphobic imagery / caricature. Literally, what is wrong with you? How is this not absolutely disgusting? Lol. Especially when a lot of the wealthiest people in the world are thins. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Fatness isn't the problem. Please learn nuance. For starters, they're caricatures. It's satire from the probably late 1800s, early 1920s, and throughout history, obesity was considered the wealthy disease. It didn't really affect poor people due to working farms and lack of food. Anyway, these actual caricatures don't seem to be depicting, fat, as in they've eaten a lot. It shows gluttony, as in greed of wealth. It's mocking the wealthy for hoarding all the money. That is what it is. It's not mocking fatness. I think you need to learn some context of the pictures you post and not to be so blinded by your current agenda. History is nuanced. Please learn it. Fatphobia is normalized. That's why weight discrimination is legal in 49 states. That's why a size 16 is considered plus size, even though it is the average size for American women. That's why fat people are dismissed by doctors, which can lead to life-threatening misdiagnosis. Why do almost 22,000 people like this? That's a bit upsetting, to be honest. Okay, for starters, weight discrimination is not an actual thing at all. It's just consequences to your own actions, I believe. And a size 16 or a US size 16, I think, is a UK 18 to 20, as US sizes usually tend smaller, which isn't a healthy weight. It's just not, even though it's average and it's what you're used to seeing nowadays, that doesn't mean it's healthy. That's just a fact. It's not. Shops already do vanity sizing, so sizes are already bigger than what they used to be, and it's going to keep increasing as women just want to feel good in their own bodies. It's why the sizes are bigger. But just because it's normal doesn't mean it's safe. How do I advocate for my 13-year-old child when the pediatrician is saying things like unhealthy weight, etc.? She has all the symptoms of PCOS, including possible pre-diabetes. She is in hospital with a severe UTI with possible kidney infection right now, but the doc was focusing on dietary changes, etc. I feel like I failed to keep her healthy by resisting diet culture. You're killing your child. It's just a fact. You are. She's in hospital with a severe UTI and possible kidney infection because her body's not processing things right, probably due to diet. It is very possible things like that would clear up due to diet, which is why the doctor is suggesting dietary changes. And the fact that the doctor is worried that she may be pre-diabetic at age 13. In fact, she's pre-diabetic, meaning that would be type 2 diabetes, means you're feeding your child so badly she's not going to live a long and healthy life. She's 13. She has no control over her diet. She is just probably eating what she's given. And if she's following your eating patterns, then she is going to be overweight, and she must be severely overweight if she's pre-diabetic. So yeah, the doctor is going to focus on dietary changes because that is a non-invasive way to fix your child. It's not medicine, which can give a resistance later on. It's diet. Diet and exercise can do wonders for someone's health. She's 13. You can save your child. Please, please save your child. This is the problem with fat acceptance movement when it gets passed on to their children, because they aren't going to live as long as their parents because of eating so badly from such a young age. This is why the fat acceptance movement is so dangerous. Out of all the fun and game, out of all the mocking, this is why it's dangerous, and this is why it should be stopped. Fat people usually dance pretty good, while thin people are a lot more uncoordinated. Probably because the nervous system needs fat, sugar, and protein in enough quantities to develop. Okay. That seems like a hell of a generalization, due to the fact, shockingly, there are good fat dancers and there are good thin dancers. And also, dancing is a hell of a skill. And you can't generalize like that. I mean, I've seen Lizzo. Lizzo looks great. I'd love to see her in person. But also, I've seen Little Mix. They're all fabulous as well. Technically, two ends of the spectrum by your logic. Both sets are really good dancers. And let's not take into account, like, ballerinas and everything. Dancing's a skill. Like, don't mock it, but also, you can't generalize like that. Fat people usually dancing better. Yeah, that's not how that works. A fat person can probably just be as uncoordinated as a thin person. But good go. Good try. Fake news. If I was trying to sell weight loss, the first thing I would do is convince the world that being fat is bad for your health. Obesity is a made-up disease designed to sell you something. And fat acceptance is trying to sell us that being fat is healthy, when it's not. The word obese, I believe, is derived from the Latin word of obesus, meaning exceedingly fat, showing that the fact the word's been around since the Romans is been a problem. Henry VIII himself was considered quite grotesque because on his deathbed it was estimated he weighed 400 pounds, which was grotesquely overweight and very unhealthy for the time and now. The only reason we see people walking around at 400 pounds is we have tools to help them. The world has been designed to help people at that weight survive longer. You're not being restricted, you have quite fat privilege at that point because there are drugs like insulin that helps to keep you alive, and you've got pacemakers to keep your heart going, and antibiotics to keep any other infections down. Just because you can survive at 400 plus pounds or 300 plus pounds doesn't mean you're healthy. In fact, you're probably not healthy. So obesity isn't made up. It's just now we can control the symptoms and help people last longer with it. It's a dance party! I'm obsessed with my new Panty Drop Me underwear. I have struggled with finding underwear that actually fits and is actually size inclusive. Panty Drop goes to up to a size 8XL. How is that not the standard? Also, they will make you custom underwear if they don't have your size. On top of being the most comfortable and stable underwear I've ever owned, they also do not charge you any differently whether you're a size small or 8XL. I'm seriously so impressed with Panty Drop and highly recommend for my fat friends and straight size friends. Let's support truly size inclusive companies. And now it's an ad. Shockingly, the entire thing is just an ad for it. For starters, how big is a size 8XL? Like, I know a size 3XL is quite huge, to be honest. So size 8XL, how big are you at that point? And why is it not standard? It's simple. Most people aren't that size. That's a specialty size at that point. I'm sorry, but it is. And the fact that whether you're a size small or size 8XL, you're not paying any different is either means it is absolutely shoddy quality or it's extraordinarily expensive. I'm not gonna lie, if you are in a normal size range, like small, medium, large sort of size range, you're going to buy somewhere else. It's just cheaper, as you don't need specialty underwear. It's great that you can get custom underwear, do not get me wrong, everyone deserves to be comfortable. In general, you should be comfortable in your underwear. But the fact is that size is honestly disturbing, and you may want to check out yourself in general, because that's horrific. However, at least you have something in your size, and sometimes feeling comfortable helps you feel better about yourself. So yeah, good on you. You found something in your size. Ooh, yay, a long one. Understanding the fatness spectrum. Small fat, below a US woman's 18 or 1x to 2x, so a UK woman's 20 to 22. This is the smaller end of the fatness spectrum. Small fats can usually straddle the line between fat and straight size. They can face medical discrimination and poor interpersonal treatment, but are generally able to participate in life with few restrictions based on size. Mid-fat, between a US women's 20 to 24 or 26, oh god, or 2x to 3x, that will probably be a 22 to 26 to 28, I think, possibly 30. Typically only able to shop in plus-size stores with brick-and-mortar shopping options less frequent, at the upper end of many plus-size retail offerings. More visibly fat, they experience more size discrimination in healthcare, at work, and may have trouble fitting into seats and other public spaces. Yep. Okay, large fat, US women's 26 to 32. Oh, so UK 28 to 34, I think, or 4x to 5x. The end point for most plus-size clothing, mostly regulated to online options. This term can also apply to anyone at the larger end of the fatness spectrum, though typically they place closer to the middle of the bell curve. Really? They're in the middle? That's not very healthy. Super fat and infini fat. Larger than a US woman's 32, so larger than a 34 or 36 in the UK, but also it's complicated. Superfat was created at a no-lose conference in 2008 and is meant to describe the largest and most underserved folks in fat communities. They face significant barriers in access in healthcare, clothing, public spaces, workplace discrimination, and beyond. InfiniFat describes the same group and came into prominence around 2017 via Ash of the Fat Lip podcast. Her widely circulated size charts place superfat below InfiniFat, which is often how it is used. Usage may vary, but both terms indicate people on the largest end of the spectrum. And finally, Deathbat, term created by fat activist and writer Leslie Kinzel in 2008. The term was not intended to have any specific size range or limitations and can be used by anyone who wishes to reclaim their morbid fatness. So anyone, I think, in this size chart, that's what they mean. Honestly, this is kind of insane. It genuinely is. Because the fact of the matter is, all these sizes are unhealthy. And trying to put them into British sizes, they're quite huge. No offense, but it is. Going back to the super fat and InfiniFat, saying they're not made for, or the world doesn't accommodate to them. The world can't accommodate to them. They are a minority at that point, as in a minority in the weight spectrum. If we try to accommodate their sizes and only their sizes, the rest of the world won't fit. The seats will be too big, the rides will be too dangerous. nothing would be able to get done. It doesn't mean they shouldn't be treated as human, it's just the world can't accommodate for that. Anyway, this is my first Fatlogic video. If you liked it, leave a comment below and let me know how to improve. Thank you.